Ladies and gentlemen, President Uhuru Kenyatta has failed. The president has failed to offer leadership in Mount Kenya. And that's why, if you look at Mount Kenya region, everybody is deserting President Uhuru Kenyatta, including some of his closest allies. And they're joining none other than the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto. President Uhuru Kenyatta has been very clear that he's not going to support his deputy for the presidency, and that he's going to support Raila Amolo Odinga in 2022. The expectation was that those who are very close to President Uhuru Kenyatta were actually going to follow President Uhuru Kenyatta and his political path. But we are seeing totally different thing. The deputy president is stamping his authority in the larger Mount Kenya politics. Today, Justin Muturi, who is considered to be a very close ally of the president, officially joined Kenya Kwanza. That move, in my view, is significant politically speaking because of three main reasons. Number one, Muturi is a close ally of the president. And if you study the politics of President Uhuru Kenyatta up to this stage, Justin Muturi has been a constant figure alongside David Murathe. But why would Justin Muturi dump President Uhuru Kenyatta at his hour of need? Because the president needed someone to help him from embarrassment. Why would Justin Muturi be part of these embarrassing schemes? It's because President Uhuru Kenyatta has failed. And it's not only Justin Muturi, who is a close ally of the president, who has deserted President Uhuru Kenyatta. Let us talk of Uhuru. Uhuru was very close to President Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, the person who propelled Uhuru to limelight was President Uhuru Kenyatta. So you'd have expected at least Uhuru to stay with President Uhuru Kenyatta. That is not happening. President Uhuru Kenyatta's own member of parliament, Moses Wetang'ula, is currently leading attacks on the president. Why? Something we still don't know. Maybe the leadership. President Uhuru Kenyatta failed to provide leadership. Moses Wetang'ula rose to fame in Gatundu South because of President Uhuru Kenyatta. It's the president who funded his campaign, who campaigned for him. In the first term, Moses Wetang'ula had a voice because he was representing President Uhuru Kenyatta in parliament, and the president gave him the leeway. Moses Wetang'ula is not going to support President Uhuru Kenyatta. Let us go to the Senator Wamatangi, a guy who is reasonable enough. I was shocked recently. Forget about the Justin Muturi departure from Uhuru Kenyatta. Wamatangi, of all the people, of course, politics is also local. But why would the president allow the deputy president to entrench himself this far? The truth of the matter is that the president came late in the larger Mount Kenya region. So the first reason why it's significant is because Muturi is considered a close ally of President Uhuru Kenyatta. The second reason why I feel very strongly that the move by Muturi is significant is because Muturi led DP, Democratic Party, to William Ruto's camp. The Democratic Party of Kenya is associated with the former president, Mwai Kibaki. At some point in time, we saw William Samoei Arap Ruto trying to copy the economic model of Mwai Kibaki, and at some point he was like, Mwai Kibaki delivered, Uhuru Kenyatta failed, and he claimed that he wanted to take Kenyans back to Kibaki era. Kibaki fought for multipartyism at some point, although he was a vice president. So why would Muturi take Democratic Party to Ruto? That's also significant. Maybe someone might tell me why he's doing that. And lastly, Muturi is the Speaker of the National Assembly. That's a very powerful individual. Justin Muturi leaving President Uhuru Kenyatta has actually left a huge hold on President Uhuru Kenyatta. I'm not saying that he's going to deliver, but politics is a game of perception. If, for example, President Uhuru Kenyatta provided leadership, I'm certain people like Uhuru, people like Muturi, even people like Moses Wetang'ula would have made a choice to stick by President Uhuru Kenyatta and, if possible, even fail with him? Why is it that these guys are not looking up to their own interest? And I want to take you back to Matiba era. When Matiba felt that there was no need for him to continue running, we saw members of parliament from his party leading in banning their IDs. Some of them decided not to contest in solidarity with Matiba. Why is it that these close allies of the president are not willing to stick their necks out for Uhuru Kenyatta? It means Uhuru Kenyatta failed the leadership test. So in this video today, I want us to try and look at how the deputy president, or why the deputy president has managed to shame President Uhuru Kenyatta, because I can't find any other name. I strongly feel that the deputy president has actually embarrassed and shamed Uhuru Kenyatta in his own backyard. But before we do all those, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Please click that thumbs up button now. Drop your comments. I'm going to take like 2 hours just to read the comments. And also for those who can, please share the videos. Now, let me get straight to the points. What do you think is the implication of Justin Muturi, a close ally of President Uhuru Kenyatta, joining Ruto? In my view, number one is that President Uhuru Kenyatta has actually lost Mount Kenya region to the deputy president. You know, politics is a game of perception. And the truth of the matter is that Kenyans are perceiving William Ruto as making serious inroads, or as kicking out Uhuru Kenyatta out of the larger Mount Kenya region. The voters in Mount Kenya woke up in the last election and voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta twice. In 2013, they also woke up and voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta to the last man. It can't be possible that Uhuru Kenyatta committed certain sins which really annoyed these people. When we talk of collapse of economy, the economy of this country collapsed way in 2014. So it means when we were going for elections in 2017, these guys ought to have realized that the president had failed. When you talk of businesses collapsing, when you talk of overborrowing, tax burden during the first time, so they still stuck with President Uhuru Kenyatta and voted for him again. What happened to an extent that today, if you go online, you'd think that Uhuru Kenyatta is now the Raila Odinga of the mountain. In fact, someone was telling me, because I receive a lot of inboxes from people, someone was telling me that if Raila Odinga wants to win Mount Kenya, he should go as Raila Odinga and not as Uhuru Kenyatta. And this is a Kikuyu telling me. And I found it very strange, because personally I'd thought that because he's endorsing Raila Odinga, that's why these people hate him. Unknown to me that there's just something which the Kikuyu nation don't like about the president. I don't think whether it has to do with his performance, but I think maybe the way the deputy president has managed to deal with him on the ground. So basically what we can conclude is that there is no way these close allies of the president can dump President Uhuru Kenyatta. Of course, they want their personal interest, but there's no way they can dump President Uhuru Kenyatta and join Ruto if, for example, President Uhuru Kenyatta was still a major factor in the larger Mount Kenya region. Although we are waiting for the elections to come so that we can determine whether it's true Uhuru lost the ground or William Ruto just managed to play smart politics. So that's, in my view, is the first interpretation. The second interpretation, in my view, is the fact that I tend to think that Uhuru Kenyatta has failed in his leadership ability. You know, there is no way, if you are a head of a home and children are just roaming the way they want, and then you don't take responsibility. I tend to think that either President Uhuru Kenyatta ignored this group of people. He decided, okay, you guys are not important politically. So these guys decided, okay, let us go. Because if Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to deal with Ruto, he would have sat with Muturi, he would have sat with Moses Kuria and told them that, look here, this guy, we worked with him together in 2013 and 2017. But because of reason A, reason B, reason C, I'm not going to support him for the presidency. I'm going to support Raila Amolo Odinga. What's your opinion? So these guys were going to tell President Uhuru Kenyatta that for us, we feel that Raila Odinga is not the right guy for you. Because number one, the propaganda against him on the ground, it will take a lot of time to persuade the people to vote for him. Again, several other factors, historical and the rest. So they'll tell the president that, and then the president will sit down with them and agree, how then do we address those issues? Then they'll come up with a strategy and go with those strategies to the ground. But what we witnessed, or what we are witnessing in the larger Mount Kenya region, is totally different. This President Uhuru Kenyatta is making his moves. These people cannot even meet him. The other time, was it in 2019 or 2020? Moses Kuria was very categorical that as the member of parliament for Gatundu South, he's not able to meet the president. He's not able to call the president. That's serious. While William Ruto is making himself available to these people, the president was not available to these people. So I think to some extent, William Ruto has managed now to kick him out of the larger Mount Kenya region. Let me assume I'm not using the right one, because he failed to provide leadership. Number three, what I can also interpret is that politics is a game of perception. Basically, perception of numbers and real or imagined. What can you conclude if the Speaker of the National Assembly, who will come from Mount Kenya region, is supporting Ruto and not Uhuru? Wamatangi, who was made the majority whip at the Senate, is now supporting Ruto, not President Uhuru Kenyatta. Irungu Kang'ata, who the president entrusted and appointed as the majority whip at the National Assembly, dumped him and told him, take your job, and is now supporting Ruto. How do you take the fact that Anne Waiguru, of all the people, is now supporting Ruto and not President Uhuru Kenyatta? How do you take it that in Kiambu, there are several politicians who are running against President Uhuru Kenyatta's party, not because of anything, but because they feel the deputy president is way ahead, or because they feel President Uhuru Kenyatta's party is doing badly in the larger Mount Kenya region? So politics is a game of perception. So the local voters will wait and see that if Muturi is joining, like if they were undecided in Embu, for example, and now they have seen Muturi joining Ruto, it would mean that perceptionally they'll be convinced that Ruto is gaining and Uhuru is losing. So they'll make that choice that we are going to go with the winning side, which is, in my view, is William Ruto. So that is also important. The other important aspect of this move is the timing. Now, and by the way, is it possible? By the way, is it possible that Justin Muturi is likely to be William Ruto's running mate? Is it possible? Let us wait and see the kind of arrangement they have, because William Ruto and his party are clear that the running mate is going to come from UDA. Justin Muturi is coming with his party. But the timing, they timed it to an extent that nothing really the president can do. The president had planned to go to the larger Mount Kenya region and begin his campaign for Raila Odinga. That has not happened. He had planned to start next week. Now with this development, I don't think the president will be going to the mountain. And lastly, and this is also important, it also means that the endorsement by Uhuru Kenyatta, the endorsement of Raila Odinga by Uhuru Kenyatta, in my view, is not being received well in the larger Mount Kenya region. Of course, Raila Odinga is doing well as far as he's concerned in the mountain, because from 2% to, let's say now, opinion polls are giving him at 25, 26%, some are giving him at 30%. That's good for him. But because politics is a game of numbers and perception, if you want to run in a Kiambu, for example, and Raila Odinga is enjoying 30% of the support, Ruto is enjoying 70%, definitely you'll go for Ruto side. But why is that possible? In my view, it's possible because the president is taking too long. Is there any reason why President Uhuru Kenyatta has not, for example, gone to the larger Mount Kenya region with Raila Amolo Odinga? I don't know. Maybe you could tell me. You could let me know. Please, guys, subscribe now. Enjoy your viewing. Until next time, this is Lee McQueen.